Hello, welcome to the commentary for Shadow the Hedgehog versus Ryuko Matoi. I believe our first sprite fight of the year. Hey, we got Luis here.
Hey, what's up?
Sprite animator extraordinaire, lead animator.
Okay, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, sure. I'm here.
I mean, that's literally what you do,
But not,
right?
but extraordinaire is a little bit, it's a little bit
That's
hard.
why. I mean, you gotta sell yourself in order to. Come on, man. You're our best sprite animator we got. Come on.
Luis is really good. Also, keep in mind, this is the person that didn't even correct us on pronouncing his name for like half a year. So,
Oh no, really?
Lewis.
No!
Hey, Lewis.
I just, I didn't care. I just didn't care.
Why didn't you care?
I don't know. I just thought, look, all I thought was like, these people are really cool. I didn't want to say anything. And the way they said my name, I was just like, oh, it doesn't sound bad. It's not like they're saying, hey, Lois. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, I'm cool with that.
Even in kindergarten,
All right, well-
I corrected people pronouncing my name.
I wasn't exaggerating. It was seriously like half a year. And then
It is true.
I think somebody new came in. Somebody new. It was like somebody was interning.
Yeah.
And then asked that question,
Yeah.
like of how to
Oh,
pronounce your name. And then we heard you say it, and all of us were like, "What?" Like,
Yeah, it was
Not right.
it was really funny because everyone just started yelling at the office, like, "What the heck?" And I'm like, "I don't care. Please leave me alone."
Well, as always, obviously, you can hear Chad, Mr. Boomstick himself over here. And we're also joined by Genevieve, writer for this episode.
It's me.
Jen.
Hello.
It's you. And let's go ahead and talk about the episode, because that's what we're here to do, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, Shadow vs. Ryuko. This is a matchup that has almost happened multiple times. I feel like every time we do or we bring up Shadow, it's always like, what are the matchups that people are requesting? Well, we had Mewtwo, we had Vegeta way back when, but there was also Ryuko always floating around. And very early on, especially because Ryuko, Kill la Kill, like, aired pretty early on during Death Battle's history. Like in 2013, I believe, is when it got, like, really big. It was just a character that was just sort of out there the whole time during Death Battle's entire life. And I knew that, we had to do this matchup at some point, and our 10th year anniversary year seemed like the perfect one.
Yeah, and a lot of people
yeah,
from
for
this from the Sprite team were really excited to work on this. Like since before the like for like years, really. They were like always like, oh man, like I really want to work on Shadow Ryuko. It would be a really cool matchup that like both characters we love. And it's like pretty much the entire Sprite team was like super hype once we
like every animator I've met is just like, "Hey, have you seen Kill la Kill?" And like, I don't know. There's something about it, like, just like I seriously don't know if there's a single animator I've spoken with it hasn't like brought up Kill la Kill at some point.
I mean, like, if you look at the show and like how crazy the animation is, like, if you're an animator, you live for that. You live for that kind of stuff. So yeah, I can totally see why everyone was so hyped to work on this.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the reasons why we haven't done it until now, because way back in 2013, we did not have Luis, animation extraordinaire, or the team that we currently have. Our resources and our time were certainly limited. I mean, you can just look back. We had talented sprite artists and animators, but I wasn't sure if we could pull off something that would be able to recapture at least some of that Studio Trigger like animation style. That flair. You gotta have that.
Right.
Otherwise,
Heck yeah.
it's just not appropriate. It's just not the right, showcasing the character. But nowadays, Luis's team is phenomenal. So I had every confidence in the world that we'd be able to pull it off and make it look super dope. And man, I'm so excited about it. As the first sprite fight of the year, I think it turned out pretty good, man.
Yeah,
I think you guys did a good job.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
How about you? Were you had you seen Kill la Kill before you took this on?
Genevieve?
Me or Luis? Me?
I said Genevieve. Yeah.
Oh
sorry.
yeah, I actually was in high school when Kill la Kill aired, so it's good that you guys waited so I could write it. Yeah, I think I was like the same age as Ryuko. I was 15. So that's cool. No, I mean, I hadn't actually seen Kill la Kill before, like, being given this episode pretty much, where I like, knew it existed, but I hadn't really watched a lot of it, and then, like, you know, I learned more about it in our research calls, and you know, watching it on my own to see, like, how I could imitate that sort of dialogue in the fight, and give that flair to the rundown. It was really good. I mean, like, there are some things where I'm like, I don't know about this, but it's like
Like her
overall,
clothing
like,
choices.
that was where I faltered a little bit. You know, Senketsu is a good boy, but I don't know about his choices on what to not cover. Really, you know.
Well, so I wasn't even aware that he was basically a vampire set of clothing drawing on her blood, which is wild, but a really interesting thing to bring into this fight. And makes it, there's so many different layers to how this can go with like their different power sets, but also like the limitations of their power sets. It's almost like kind of opposite, whereas like Ryuko has the ability to draw on great power, but at her own expense, and Shadow has the ability to draw on great power, but potentially blowing everything up in the process if he does too much. Which is an interesting like comparison, I think. But
Oh, yeah.
Of course, they also just wear black and red, so that's all you need, right?
And
that's
Shadow's
all we
favorite
need.
anime character is Ryuko.
Yeah, the amount of suggestions that we have gotten that start just because of a character's aesthetic, like being similar to another's, is crazy. And there's been a lot of times where at first we think that's it, and then have started to look into it, and then actually find, oh wait, they actually have a lot of similarities.
There's definitely recurring themes like that.
It's
yeah.
always fascinated me. Like, that makes me be like, I want to like think about that on a psychological level. Is there like character traits that people associate with an aesthetic? Like, but that's just, yeah, a dumb idea.
certainly black and red. I mean,
Yeah, edgy, man.
Yeah. I mean, we call both these characters edgelords. I don't know if Ryuko really like fits the generic term of edgelord like Shadow does.
She just swears
She
a lot.
definitely. Yeah, there you go. That's all you need. Right? she's definitely got an edgier attitude towards her, and she's a rebel, that kind of thing, right? And so it certainly fits into that. And I love the idea that the theme of this episode is almost like edgy teenage boy and edgy teenage girl meet, and they just like cuss each other out. It's kind of what's going on.
And that was really fun to like write for the battle, because I was just like, I can go so dumb and teen like angst with this. It's gonna be incredible. I mean,
Was that like your main, like, what else was kind of in your head as you were writing through both the battle and the host script?
so I wanted to like showcase their abilities and sort of how they compared and contrasted with each other in the host script per se, like specifically, but then in the battle itself, I just wanted to like take advantage of the energy that they were already giving me in terms of like from their source material, because you can't have Ryuko like in a fight without her just being so mad about it in general. She's like, really? You're gonna fight me now? Ugh, fine, you know, like that sort of, I'm gonna go to my room, mom energy. I mean,
Did
you
you
know,
channel
she wouldn't say
like
that. But...
your teen angst for this?
Well, I went to boarding school, so I didn't really have that much teen angst about living at home or
Oh, great!
dealing
So
with
this is-
that.
you got to experience
No.
it.
Had to live it through another character.
I had to like vicariously live through Ryuko in terms of going through my teenage angst.
And of course,
after you
there's
wrote this, you called your mom and be like, "I hate you." And
Well, I
hung
live
up
with
for
her
no
now.
reason. No, I just kidding.
Oh my god,
the
could you
pandemic
imagine?
has changed things.
She'd be like, "Why are you calling me? I'm across the hall."
Shut up, mom! You don't understand me.
Give me space.
Man, reading through your script, just looking at what's on screen right now, the amount of times we say life fiber is ridiculous.
a lot.
But it's like, you know, it's kind of important to talk about.
What
with
else was I gonna
Ryuko.
say? Like sustenance fabric, like vital threads.
Yep. Then there's the whole blood element.
Yeah, Yep, there's
Yeah.
plenty of blood going on.
We talked a little bit about having this form show up, but we opted for that form instead of the Kisaragi
Yeah.
form. just because it's the most powerful one. And going into the Rage one, it would be questionable if she could even get into the Kisaragi afterwards. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a confusing mess.
I mean,
Yeah.
Which is what that form is, a confusing mess.
the blood loss alone, it's just worrying. How has she managed to survive this long? Who knows?
She's
I know,
constantly
right?
taking iron supplements.
She's just chronically anemic, but it's not because of anything internal.
One whole bottle a day.
Yeah, exactly.
She just always has the taste of penny in her mouth. Like,
Oh, right as you said that, then the stab through the throat.
perfect. I totally had that planned.
Way to go.
But man, going through her powers was really interesting. Not just in like how unique they kind of are with the whole life fiber thing, but also how they like matched up with Shadow. Just happens to be able to, spoilers, counter quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I say spoilers, but like if you're watching this and haven't watched the actual episode,
Hopefully you've watched the episode, please.
Yep.
switch the priorities around. Although I appreciate it. I appreciate that you are so interested in what we have to say.
Yeah. Thank you, fans.
Dude, some of the calcs for this, I love. Okay, I do want to talk about the editors a little bit. So Nick Gerardo and the others have been working so hard to like really make the edits of the rundowns for this year be really engaging and really cool just to watch. And especially when we get into more comic book characters, throughout the year, you'll see it. But the way the calculations are on screen, the way they're being presented, I really like the style that they're really pushing to do, and we've been talking about that for a while now. So just another thing that we are really focusing on for this 10-year anniversary is making new changes to that and just like really hammering home how cool these characters are.
Yeah,
as
it's
much as we
also
can.
it's also the new schedule. They have more time to work on episodes. And like I've always been blown away by our editors, man. It's like the more time you give them, the cooler everything will look.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the amount of things they can do with a still image or just text to make it feel more
insane.
interactive and interesting is it's insane.
Yeah, always super appreciated. It's a little thing that like, editors might be the ninjas of videos, right? Like you don't really notice what they do, but it's so important. They basically drive your entire viewing experience, just like
100%.
very similar to writing, frankly.
Yeah, if it's great, you don't notice it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And here we go into the fight. Jen, why did you start this fight off this way? Go.
Because speed. Gotta go fast. No, I mean, they both
have motorcycles.
They both
so-
have motorcycles. I thought it'd be really fun. Like, I liked the idea of, teen drivers maybe not being the best. But then, like, Ryuko getting cut off, this is, like, element of road rage given her personality and being able to, like, lead into it with that because it showed off part of their arsenal initially and then allowed for more movement right off the bat.
Props to the team and John Mitchell for
Heck yeah.
recreating some of that like more stylish
yeah.
Transformation animation.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
who was drawing all the TNA?
That was John Mitchell, our storyboard artist. We basically we tag team, me and John. We kind of tag team the hand drawn bits. So yeah, you'll see more of that throughout the fight and stuff. And not wait, hold on. I'm just wrong, entire fight.
I mean,
The
you
hand
will,
drawn bits. Hand drawn bits.
Hand drawn bits. Hand drawn.
Oh my god.
Is a great example of this fight. All right.
Yeah, considering
Oh
the
my God.
costumes, hand-drawn bits.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, But as you can see, like the fight, like it looks really, really awesome, and that's because we also changed from using Blender to using Unreal. Oh my gosh, just like the 3D theme. So I'm really
so good.
excited. I'm really excited to be working in Unreal for like the background stuff. To like really fix those things.
Just in quick summary, what does that mean for sprite fights moving forward?
It means that like backgrounds will be a lot more detailed. There will be a lot more like high resolution like backgrounds basically. For the longest time we've been trying to kind of replicate the same kind of backgrounds as the sprites basically to keep like a consistent kind of art style. But like for this we want to like really push the backgrounds to make them look really pretty and stuff, and the challenge will be more about blending the sprites into the backgrounds so they feel more seamless, even if the backgrounds are really more high resolution that we
Especially
have before.
with lighting. I think
Yeah.
that's a big key for this fight in particular. If you watch the lighting throughout the fight,
Yeah, for sure.
on the sprites and in the background,
Yeah.
it looks real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And kick-ass job.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
we're in
Working
space
on
again.
I like being in space. There's so much room to play around with it.
yeah.
I mean, where are you gonna fit a pair of these?
It's kind of
Good point.
Snip, snip.
And the great thing about just like this season in general is that I feel, along with our sprite team, it's like every fight feels like really big. Feels like they could all be like season premieres and season finales. At least that's how we feel about them. So I expect a lot of like crazy like sprite fights. We're gonna put our all in all the fights, just like we
God.
did with this one. Hopefully.
This fight's gonna piss so many people off.
You know what might make them even
know.
angrier? I actually directly utilized some inspiration from Sonic 06 for some of Shadow's moves.
Yeah, great, cool.
I mean, I feel like Sonic 06 is old enough at this point that everybody just kind of either groans about it or is like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's not-
I-
nobody hates it that much anymore.
Yeah, I think
Unless you're
I think
fighting
we,
Silver. Sorry.
Sure, exactly.
I think a lot of people, Sonic fans in particular, have grown to kind of like appreciate the crazy kind of style stories they do in those kind of games.
The
'Cause, like,
cringe of Sonic the Hedgehog.
yeah, because I mean, like a lot of people crave for that kind of Sonic Adventure 2 kind of like return for the Sonic franchise. So like I feel like representing those kind of like style is more people find it more nostalgic than the more classic Sonic style now, I guess. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
and on that note, I'm sure people will wonder why Shadow was recast in this one. Recast isn't really the right word. It's cast with a different actor, Brendan Glaber. And it's because of that kind of thing. Like, if you look at the old Shadow episodes, they were definitely capturing that specific kind of Shadow, that Sonic Adventure 2 Shadow, whereas we wanted to capture a more modern Shadow from the more recent like TV shows and video games. So capturing a different voice. We've even talked about how the old Shadow was like purposefully directed to sound bad because of how
Right.
Sonic Adventure 2 is. It's not the case here.
But we had
so
edgy Hedgehog beat anime best girl. So there's
yeah, poor Ryuko. Frankly, I was really rooting for Ryuko, even though Shadow. I believe this is Shadow's first win in Death Battle, even though he's been in multiple episodes. So good for him. But
finally did it.
honestly, I was rooting for Ryuko. Which
Yeah,
is, poor girl.
I'll say that too. A lot of people in this Sprite thing also were rooting for Ryuko, but I do think that like obviously like with all the arsenals that Shadow has, it was just kind of like at this point, it's how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
it's one
for
of those
crushing your
where-
dreams.
yeah. He overshadowed her. Did we use that?
I think I think we did in clothing.
In clothing, in clothing there was something in clothing.
I definitely used
Just listen to
Edgehog.
it.
Like,
I think
I'm 90% sure we used Overshadow in either Shadow versus Vegeta or Mewtwo versus.
Wait,
Shadow.
and I think
probably.
Liam threw that in as well.
Leon said, I think without a shadow of a doubt, and you said no.
That's what it is.
You said no.
Yeah,
Jennifer.
Yeah, that probably happened. I was very attached to specific pun ideas. I might have conceded a little bit, but
Oh, I always know when it's a Genevieve script by the puns.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for joining us for that commentary, I suppose. Jen, Chad, Luis, thank you for jumping in. Very excited to do more of these for the rest of this season's crazy episodes. We got some epic fights coming up. We got some cool, like really neat ideas coming up. We have some wild, absolutely batshit insane episodes
yeah.
coming up. It's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good year, everyone. All right. And thank you, of course,
Thanks for being first members.
If you're watching this on Rooster Teeth, if you're watching this on YouTube, hey, you can be a first member to check out everything first. Imagine that. All right. We'll talk to y'all later.